Growing up, the backyard was my favorite place to be with my family, especially my mom. We always played a bunch of games like King of the Pillow and mud fights and everything like that. It was always amazing to be in the backyard. And every single time I go into a backyard or into my own backyard, I always think of my mom. And I always think about how I found out about her cancer. Before talking about how I found out about my mom's cancer, I would like to talk more about the type of cancer that she has. So my mom has chronic myeloid leukemia, which is just a long-term, slow-developing form of leukemia. It just means that people with this type of leukemia have a number of immature white cells in their blood, bone marrow, and spleen, and they just have a greater amount of the white blood cells than they have of others. Before high school started, my mom got something over her heart called a chest port, and she never told us why she had it or what it was used for. My siblings and I had always asked about it, and she refused to give us honesty. So one day I decided to Google what a chest port is and what it was used for, and honestly, my results were extremely shocking. I read that a chest port had to do with the ability to transport medicine directly through a tube into the patient's heart. I also learned that it was mostly used for cancer patients. My heart just broke because I knew that there was a high chance that my mom had cancer. I didn't tell any of my other siblings that I was doing this research, and I didn't tell my mom either until the next day because we were running late for school and I was just extremely agitated and angry, and finally I screamed at her about why she didn't tell us, and I told her that she was so horrible for not telling her own children that she has cancer. And my mom is a very patient person when it comes to scenarios like this, and she just sat there and she dealt with me yelling and screaming and just telling her how horrible she is. But my mom waited until I was calm, and then she explained to me that she did have cancer and it is leukemia. But she said that everything was going to be okay because it wasn't acute leukemia. It was the long-term type. She had had it since I was 10. And that just confused me even more. I didn't know if my mom was in any serious danger, and so she finally said, we'll talk about this later, and we took the long way home so that way I could clean off my face and make sure I looked okay. So when we got into school, we walked up to the receptionist, and my mom continues to say, oh, well, she had a mental breakdown because she found out about the cancer. And I was just upset all over again because the receptionist at my high school knew about my mom's leukemia before I did. And I felt like that shouldn't have happened. I didn't want to go to school for the rest of the day, but my mom made me. She made me go about my day pretending to be okay, even though I just found out my mom has an incurable disease. So after school, I went home, and she finally told all of us about what she has and how long she's been hiding it from us and how everything is going so far. She said that if her health declines, she would tell us, but for now, she's okay, and that's all we need to know. Finding out about my mom's cancer by doing research is still one of the most tragic memories of my life because I worship my mom so much. She was a single parent, and she was there for me all the time, all day, every day. Her world revolved around our worlds. My mom would cancel everything to go on a field trip with us. So to find out from Google that my mom had an incurable disease was hard to cope with. I would have rather had my mom tell me what is going on and just give it to me without any lies and just give me the full truth. But my mom still does not do that for us. She tells us the main points of her health that we need to know, and for that, I am very grateful because I know for sure that my mom isn't going to pass away at any moment due to her cancer. And I know that if anything serious is going to occur, she's going to tell me about it.